Howdy, thanks for clicking. So far on the channel, I've been telling you the story of what I've done in my retirement since I retired in 2012 up until now. And this video is finally the one that pretty much brings us up to now. In this video, I'm going to show you what I did last year, two major projects. I put a lean-to on the back side of the barn over here, and then I put a full length or full width deck on the back of the house, and I'll show you those two things. But first, I'll show you a couple of small projects I did to kind of improve the wood shop. So let's get to it. First off, I needed to do something about this lumber that was taking up valuable floor space in the main shop. So I cut some 1-inch square tubing and welded up these racks to hang on the wall. They attached to the existing girts and posts in the main shop, but on the wood shop side of the wall. And they provide a lot of storage for boards and up out of the way. I also built this roll-around storage cart out of stuff that I had on hand for shorter and smaller pieces of leftovers. I had built this lumber rack a while back to help with saving floor space, but with the new wall racks, I decided it was time to dismantle this one. So this looks like this after it's squished. Before I get into the big builds, I'll show you a couple little interesting things. These logs have been laying here for a couple months now, and one decided to try to regrow, sprouting right out of the bark. Now that's tenacity right there. And here's something you don't see every day. That's a sparrow caught in a mousetrap. Second one. The first one died, but this one I managed to catch and set free. And look at this alien-looking thing. That's an eastern-eyed click beetle. Those spots are not really his eyes, they just look like it. That's his camouflage. And if you were wondering, we do have these critters around here. That's a black bear. My neighbor snapped this picture of him crossing the road about a half mile or so from the house. Now on to the builds, and as you can guess by now, the lean-to build started with post holes. Not quite as hard a digging over here, so it didn't go too bad and I got the posts in without too much trouble. Then for the header on the existing wall, I just cut some boards for spacers to space out past the ridges on the steel. Attach the longer ones there to existing girts, and the shorter ones are attached directly to posts. The flashing for the new roof will go up into the existing J-channel on that wall and be weather tight, and that saves me having to cut into the existing steel like I had to on the woodshop edition. And no, this isn't me getting religious. This is another way of me finding solutions to working alone. I can clamp this in place and then lay the end of a header board on it, walk the other end up a ladder at the next post and fasten it, then come back to this post and fasten it here. And I've mentioned before how inconsistent construction lumber can be, and here's a good example. Even at the top and that far off at the bottom. But for headers, the top is what counts, so I got them all in and even on top. And yes, the ends are long, and I'll cut those down later. I put some blocking in between them to hold them parallel, and I put up the header on the existing wall. Then it was time for roof rafters. I left those long also, and I'll cut those off later. No set amount I'd try to get done every day. I just work until I get tired and then quit. So these headers were long, and I cut them to line up with the end rafter and in line with the existing wall. And there's all the rafters cut off evenly. I added some braces at each post and scab boards under the headers. I'll through bolt those later. I built another platform to work from on one of my old trucks. Then started putting on purlins, which goes along fairly quickly, especially working off that platform. The end section of this lean-to is a little shorter, and that's due to a space restriction between the lean-to and the edge of the steep slope. There's the start of those headers and rafters going in. That platform makes it much easier when you're working alone. So this lean-to is 14 feet deep by 40 foot long on the main section, and then the shorter section is about 16 feet long by 12 foot deep under roof. All the roof purlins on. Then I got my son to help me and hand me up sheets of steel, and we got the roof on. And here's the view from up there. About a week after I finished the lean-to, I started on the deck build, and yep, post holes again. Except this time I'll have to dig them all by hand because of the uneven ground and drains and underground stuff that are nearby. I had to move my propane tanks over just a little bit so there wasn't a post right in front of them. I'd try to dig 1 or 2 in a day and put concrete in, then I'd set posts the next day. Hey, looks like I found a friend. The hardest ones to dig were the ones on the steep parts. So each day I'd get 1 or 2 posts in and braced up, and I was backfilling every one with concrete. My friend came back. He rode around on my shoulder for quite some time while I was working. I was kind of surprised. This is a deck that goes the full width of the house and then some, so about 50 feet long or so, and a total of 14 posts. And here again, this is the way I build a deck, fully independent from the house, so I don't use a ledger board. It's completely freestanding. Once I got all the posts in, I cut them off to height, then put up the beams, which were triple boards for the main part of the deck, so they had to go on top of the posts. Then I started with joists, and all this is with ladders, so at this point, I'm looking forward to the part where I can work on the deck instead of under it. Believe it or not, I got all those up in 2 days. After that, I started on the narrow section, this time just using a double header style since this part of the deck is only 7 foot wide. Once I got the headers or beams on, I decided to put down landscape fabric and add stone under the deck before I got the joist on and in the way, so I had more room to work. Then I did the joists. All ready for deck boards. I built some makeshift temporary steps, and that made it a little safer to get on and off the deck. Then started putting on deck boards, and here I was blocking up for the divider boards I use. So here's the structure. This joist here is shorter because I have to box around that. But the idea is this one is up on taller blocks. This one, and the one on the other side of it over here, are even with the other joists. So the boards, deck boards like this, will come up and end at the divider board and have this joist to screw to, and you'll be back away from the end with your screws, which will help not split the boards. And it just makes it cleaner when you're not butted board to board. You have this other board in between. So that's the way I like to do it anyway. I think that gives a cleaner look when it's done, and it's also better for drainage. Here I had to make provision for the dryer vent and box out an area for access to it. So I built these short support boards and spacers for a small area of deck to be removable in case I need to clean it out or replace that vent. I got the first half of the main deck mostly done, and I'm working on the other half, and there's that divider board I was talking about. This is the same way of building I talked about in my very first video. Mostly done on the second half of the main deck. So here's today's progress. We got the other half of the main deck on, all the regular boards in. But here's the inconsistency of lumber. So I started here. Seams are pretty even. But by the time you get out here, you start seeing the seams don't line up. Gets worse and worse as you go. You get out here, so there's a rim joist that goes on the regular joists out there, so there'd be another 1.5 inches to cover. The right side over here came out pretty good. I'll rip a board, it'll end up being about 4 inches wide or so. Over here I'm going to have to rip 2 boards because there's about a 2x4's difference in how these ended up. And there's 22 boards on the left over here, which went farther than 22 boards here. This is the 23rd board on the right. So I got 23 boards on the right, 22 on the left, and the left side went farther out with 22 boards than the right side. And these boards were all purchased at the same time, all out of the same stack. All out of the same batch as far as I know, but that's how much they vary in width. Okay, here we are. We are going out the back door onto the deck.
It's no longer 20 feet off the ground.
It works.
Make sure we're not locking ourselves out here.
Yeah. Our door works. So happy I can finally use the back door. There's the first section mostly done on the narrow part of the deck. Well, here's my old man setup, so I don't have to get out there on ladders to hold those rim joists up, and I can do it all from up here. Just takes a little rigging. Rim joists on, and those had to go on before I could put the last deck boards on. And of course I had to go for more lumber. But it's looking like a deck. Well, the main part of the deck is done. All the main deck boards are on. I still got to do the ones over on the edge here, of course, and that edge over there, but all the main deck boards are done. All the way down. It's quite the long deck. Full length of the house plus about 4.5 feet or so. There'll be some stairs here. There she is. Okay, today's deck progress. I got this edge trimmed off evenly. Got the edge board ripped and on here. Over here I had to put a 2x4 in and then rip a board, because those were the ones that were uneven. And then down on the narrow section, got this one ripped, notched, and put in. This one ripped and installed, and this one I got away with a 2x4, because the 2x4 was 1/8 of an inch wider, like 3 5/8, and I did with a little bit less overhang there. It was easier, and I'll trim that off tomorrow. Which I did. And I added some bracing underneath to make sure it was good and solid with no sway or jiggle when you walk on it. Kind of planning and laying out where my posts are going to go here. And there's the first one. Then a few more. And more. After I attach them temporarily with screws, I bolt them through the rim joist and a regular joist where I can. And if it doesn't land on a regular joist, I put in more cross bracing and bolt to that. I went to Tractor Supply and got some cattle panels, and that's what I'll use instead of pickets or balusters. Got some of the top rails and bottom rails in, but I changed the bottom to do it a little differently. Top rails on for the narrow section, and that's what it looks like with a wire panel in place. I sandwiched the panel in between two screwed together 2x4s top and bottom, so it's basically clamped in there and can't move. I think it makes for a good look. You can see right through it, but it's still very secure. Got the railing all done. I went with the two 2x4s at the bottom, sandwiched together method. Same at the top. And there it is, complete. Now it's time for steps. Before I can put them in, though, I need more landscape cloth and rock. These are the ones at the south end off the narrow part of the deck. Stringers in.
Ta-da.
They work. Still need posts and railings, but which I then added. And here's where the ones to the main deck will go after more rock. So got more rock under the deck. Landscape cloth down, and another section done over here. Not sure what I'm going to do in here yet, where the basement door is. Might need to put a retaining wall over here, down where I've got these blocks just sitting temporarily to keep the stone from rolling off. Problem over here, it's a little steep, a little too steep for the stone to stay there. So I'm gonna have to figure out something there, like maybe pouring some concrete in there or something. But Over here, same deal there. Way too steep for the stone to stay. But now I can work on my steps. Well, I foolishly thought that I could get 2 stringers out of a 10-footer if I laid them out in a mirror image and used every inch of the board. But, as Maxwell Smart would say, missed it by that much. Oh well, I'm going to cheat a little bit and put a spacer block in there. Don't tell anybody. Got the stringers cut and installed, and there's the finished product. I thought about putting a wire panel in these sections, but I think the railings are good enough. I added more bracing under the narrow section, and there it is. And here's a little add-on. I thought it would be neat to put a weather station on the most exposed corner there, since this is the weather side of the house. It came with a plastic mast, but I wanted a stronger and longer one, so I made one myself out of flat steel and pipe. There's what the display inside looks like, all wireless. I'll put a link below if you want to check one of these out. Oh, and those temporary steps I had on the deck got repurposed to be steps into one of the storage trailers. I recycle. So basically the big part of this deck is, for doing deck stuff. But the narrow part over here on this end is primarily to have access to the entire back of the house. As you can see, it needs restaining, and to do that work, it's going to be a lot easier to do off the deck than it would be from ladders off the ground. So that's why I made this deck full length. And one job I do need to do back here is I'm going to replace this kitchen window. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to change that out, and that'll be a lot easier to do off the deck here. So that pretty much brings us up to date now on everything that I've done. I started one little project right before the holidays, and it's still not done, and that's building an office in the basement. So I'll show you that and the progress I've made on that so far next time. If you've got any comments or questions on my deck building methods, or anything else for that matter, go ahead and put it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping in. See ya.